Alright everyone, welcome back to YLT Extra. Hashtag name confirmed.
Name no longer pending.
No longer pending. Very quick approval rate on that one there. Guys, welcome again to our midweek review. We hit you last week with our talk about on Upgrade. You guys could finally understand why we talk about it so fucking much. And good to hear a few guys checked it out and also agree with us. It's a great movie. So thank you for that. Thank you for interacting with that video. Still getting used to putting out all this extra content and managing the time for it and whatnot. But hey, it'll get us there, baby. It'll get us there. So today, we're here to talk about John Carpenter's The Thing from 1982. We put the votes out between The Thing, Alien vs. Predator, and Lights Out. And a majority of you all wanted The Thing. So we're going very old school on this one here, rolling back the years. And so let's talk about The Thing. So The Thing came out in 1982, directed by John Carpenter. Runtime of 109 minutes, very manageable. Rotten Tomato score, 85% in the critics, 92% in the audience. Budget of $15 million, and return to box office of $19.6 million. For something in the 80s, pretty good, I guess.
I suppose.
I mean, I think they deemed it wasn't a hit and it wasn't a failure. It was just neutral ground.
Yeah, right.
And my iPad's just gone for a reset quickly here. That's fine. Did I also forget to mention that my name is Adam and I'm one half of the You Like That podcast?
Oh, shit. My name's Jack. I'm the other half of the You Like That podcast.
Boy, we're good at this job, aren't we? Let me just load up my shit
Fucking
again.
hell.
It's a very late night on a Friday and we're absolutely fucking wrecked on this
Yeah, if you
right
didn't
now.
hear that mate episode, it's been a long day.
It's been a long day. So yeah, low return in the box office, but 1982. So it's a fair bit of money for a movie that required a lot of practical effects as well. Starring this movie, led by Kurt Russell, then everyone else that I don't know what they're from, but you had A. Wilford Brimley, T.K. Carter, David Clennon, Keith David, Richard Dysart, Charles Hallahan, Peter Maloney, Richard Masur, Donald Moffat, Joel Pellis, and Thomas Waits.
Wilford Brimley, if you've ever seen the diabetes meme, that's him. That's Wilford Brimley.
Really?
Diabetes. That's him.
Love that. Never would have picked that.
And I kept fucking laughing every time he came on screen.
All right.
So all I could think of was diabetes.
Fucking hell. All right. So The Thing. So I think you've got a much more bigger relationship with this movie than I do. So
yeah,
I'll start with you on how The Thing is.
Incredibly unsurprising that I adore this movie.
Yeah.
Team of scientists in Antarctica, just doing work, whatever, and then some sort of alien invades, but it's a shape-shifting, cell-imitating alien. It can recreate anything, any living life form perfectly.
Yeah.
So, that's scary in itself. But, of course, this is a very, very effects-heavy, very practical effects-heavy body horror movie.
Yeah.
Of course I'm going to like it.
Of course.
And of course, it's the 80s, so there's like still elements of like schlocky, weird acting, weird sound design and stuff, which just, that I just eat that shit up like a big bowl of spaghetti.
Yes, you do.
Oof. But yeah, I just adore this movie. I've seen this movie a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably my 7th and 8th time watching it, and I still physically recoiled at some of the prosthetics and some of the horror scenes. It's just a disgusting movie. No movie makes me feel like this movie does. And by that I mean absolutely fucking disgusted.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's tense. Like, the more times you watch it, you're just like, oh, is this person imitated all along? Or this person? Because it's like sort of ambiguous, but...
Yeah.
As with any shape-shifting sort of thing, like... Even if they didn't intend it to be, like, keeping you guessing. Yeah. You're still going to naturally just guess your curious mind.
Of course.
But yeah, I just love this movie.
Fair.
Had you seen it before this?
Now, this was my first viewing. So I've never seen this movie. So I haven't seen a lot of older classic films. And especially in horror terms. I've only seen the first Nightmare on Elm Street. And we talk about like maybe Jaws, the original Star Wars, and that. Not a lot from that era that I've seen. It's not because I don't like it, it's because I don't go back to revisit that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Until in episodes like these where you guys pick it, and I have to.
So I live in this era, so this is
exactly it's definitely peak era for you. So this was always going to be your type of movie. So
yes,
in terms of a person who's seen this for the first time 39 years after its release, I can fondly say it's a good movie.
It's real good.
Really is a good movie.
It's real good.
Now, obviously, depending on the type of person you are in this day and age and how you perceive a movie that's 39 years old, and take into consideration what they had to work with back in those days.
Yep.
Not as many big actors. Obviously, CG wasn't a big thing and whatnot else.
It wasn't a thing.
And if you can look past that and put yourself into that era,
yes,
and go, how would people have seen this movie at its release?
Yeah.
And I can see this would have fucking scared so many people.
Jesus Christ, this would have put people in therapy.
I could not imagine the amount of people going to bed, looking at their wife going, you fucking real?
Yeah.
You're...
And that's oh man, it's such a... It's so well written that, like I was saying, keeping you guessing, it's sort of like... It's the horror of your fellow man not trusting you and just turning on you at any second. So there's a lot of there's so much of that between the characters. Like you don't know the characters very well at all. You don't get a lot of time with any of them.
There's a lot of them too.
Yeah, and there's so many. It's like Alien, but you get less time with them.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
So you got the guy likes dogs because he's a bit weird about the dogs. You got Kurt Russell, who's kind of just let loose, just having a drink. You got the doctor. You got the guy who's always on edge. Stuff like that. That's all you really have to work with. So you shouldn't care as much about these characters, but you really do, because they're all just so tense and on edge, and who's who's real, who's not. So there's that element of the horror of just who is real, who's going to die, who's going to survive.
Yeah.
But then there's the horror of a shape-shifting alien who turns people inside out and grows spider legs and... ugh,
yeah,
terrifying.
And it gets fully fucking into it. So, yeah, 100%. The writing of this movie is absolutely brilliant. I mean, you take it from... This is taken from a novel adaptation anyway.
This is technically a remake.
Essentially.
Of a very early 50s film.
Yeah.
But the very early 50s film is nothing like this.
Yeah.
Nothing like this.
Yeah, you can only imagine. That's a whole nother era completely. The movie drives itself really well because it's not full of unnecessary bullshit, because it's really
they didn't do that back then.
It's really hit straight from the start.
They just straight up did not do that back then. They were just fucking, here they are, they're already here, this is already happening, go.
Yeah, you get no sort of origin behind this and what sort of happened. All you know is that this other science team of Norwegians were at some other base, and they investigate and find something bad has happened.
All of that, the backstory of the alien in the world of the movie has already happened. Yeah. So as far as us, the audience goes, it's already happened.
Yeah, we're just going along with it now to see what now transpires.
Which cuts off so much time at the beginning of the movie. Yeah. So you can jump straight into the movie.
Yeah. So, again, coming to this for myself for the first time, not seeing a trailer, not knowing anything sort of about this other than it's an alien film. Yeah. There's going to be some sort of creature. Not knowing what effects I would be seeing, the ending that we would get, everything like that. It's just all completely new and a shock to me. And even watching it for the first time, I was still pleasantly enjoying it, and appreciating the work that went into this movie. So when you first see the true prosthetics come out in this movie with the dog, and when that first transforms, and I was sitting there going, oh.
Yeah,
my god!
It still gets such a reaction when that dog opens up.
Yes,
it's genuinely, you're like, oh my god!
I haven't seen anything like that in a modern day movie in a long time.
Despicable, and it looks incredible. The prosthetics and the really puppeteering and stuff. Rob Bottin, I remembered. Thank you.
There it is.
He got $1.5 million of the $15 million budget, which is quite a lot of money. So they obviously wanted him to do a good job.
And he fucking did a really good job.
And just like,
because he had to do multiple different types of like prosthetic work.
Yeah.
I think he did the dog and doing multiple different aspects of people.
Yeah.
Even to the end.
Oh god, the creature is just so gorgeous, like in a horrible way. But like as it progresses through the movie and you see its sort of final form at the end,
in a way.
It's like, but it's just like an amalgamation of everything it's tried
to. It's still not true as if like, that's what it actually is supposed to be. There's a couple of
faces like half morphed, and then you get the dog like
comes back
down the bottom a little bit, and there's just random eyes everywhere. And if you pause it, like I watched it on Blu-ray, and you pause it, like the detail is meticulous. Yeah. And it's incredible, like the work that went into it to make this just awful, horrible looking thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like, god damn it, it's just incredible. And like the scare with the defibrillator still gets me every time. Like I still jumped.
Yeah.
I watched it twice over the course of 2 days just so like it would be fresh enough in my brain.
Yeah.
And I jumped both times. When he goes to put it in and the stomach opens up like teeth.
Oh my god, I did not see that coming at all.
Cuts his arms off like the arm process. Yeah. It's all just
so
insane. And that's the thing, like with the gore, it's incredibly over the top.
Yeah.
When it's happening.
Yeah.
But it doesn't always happen. It's not always happening. There's not a big goopy monster chasing him around.
Yeah.
Because most of the time it's succeeded and it is just one of the blokes.
Yeah.
So yeah, they don't overdo it. And I think that's why it's still so scary and visceral and...
Yeah, because you're really seeing it, and it is... Knowing that someone created that, and it is of real... Like, you're really looking at something that is... Like, if you were there, you could physically touch it.
Yes.
And you'd be fucking mortified and disgusted.
Want it.
You'd be like, where's the fucking sanitizer, man?
Yeah.
This is disgusting. But, yeah, just... it really shows, like, how smart and... creative people were in that field back in that day.
And I'm glad, like, this, again, provides context for me personally anyway, just, like, why I harp on about practical stunts, practical prosthetics. Like, every movie we review, I'll bring it up in some way, and it's because I grew up on movies like The Thing. And
practicality just
seeing
needs
things
to
done
keep
for
going.
real, it has to happen.
Because
it has to happen.
Because CG is accessible for anyone in the movie industry.
Yeah.
You see it from your D-grade horror movies that you get, your monster movies. They can just someone can get onto paint and just make something work.
And there is incredible CG. I'm not knocking CG altogether.
100%.
Obviously, like I'm a massive MCU fan. Like 90% of those are all CG.
Exactly.
But yeah, I just have most of my heart is just within practical. Stuff like this, like a remote control head with spider legs that's spewing blood as it runs around and then gets set on fire. You know, like it's just some things that if it was done in CG. And when they remade this movie in 2011, they originally started doing it all practical because the director loved the thing so much.
Yeah.
They started doing it all practical and the studio watched it back and like the studio execs and they were just like, oh, that doesn't look very good. It looks old.
Yeah.
So they remade it again. They redid everything in CG.
Yeah.
And the remake is awful because of that.
We'll touch on the remake.
Yeah.
We'll touch more on that one because that one's got a bit to it as well. So more or less the whole plot to this movie. So if you avoid talking about the whole creature and the thing behind this, the aspect of just as you said, trust and trusting your fellow man, and you're now stuck in this very tense game of, well, fuck, who is real and who is not, who's infected, who's a mimic, and it is very
tense.
It's and it puts you there. You go, well, fuck, how would you?
Yeah.
How would you decide if this is the person that you've known for all this whole time? And well, now I don't know because you're looking the same.
Yeah.
And it is, and especially with you're given so many characters in this, and there are a lot of people that can potentially not be who they are, and it does because it doesn't focus on everyone too much.
Yeah, because you don't have enough time with any of them, really.
Because this isn't as it is. It's not a long movie.
No.
It's 109 minutes. It fits quite a bit in there to get it going.
Yeah, definitely.
Without an origin story, and a terrible ending.
And even when they all decide Mac is going to be the leader, it's still sort of reluctant. And they're just like, oh, okay, you in this exact moment, you seem the most calm.
Yeah.
So we'll give you the gun and stuff. And then, like, 25 minutes later, they're leaving him out in the snow because they're just like, nah, he's
fucked, man.
He's fucked. He's a mimic.
Yeah.
He's not coming back.
No, don't trust that cunt.
So, like, there's no real main character. I guess Mac is the main character, but just because everyone is, who could this be?
Yeah. And it's just such a tense showdown, and the whole thing of trying to figure out a way to determine who is and who isn't a mimic, and
I like the way they do that.
Yeah, the whole testing the blood and that. And that was the scene that got me jumping as well.
Massive jump scare.
Oh my god, the minute he put that in there, and then it just, and I'm like,
because it's mid-sentence.
Yeah,
it's not
you
like,
don't expect that to happen.
Music building, music, and then it's silent, and then you know there's going to be a jump scare. He's literally just like, this isn't proving anything. Just like, look, it's working, whatever. And then bang, and that happens. And it scares the fucking
bang, the doll drop straight
out
to
of
your ears.
Yeah, it's so scary.
Because it's so small as well, because it's not like zoomed into anything, and it's just the thing just goes out of this little fucking petri dish.
Yeah.
And you're like, why did that fucking scare me the way it did? But it just, that just shows you, like, they really focus on that shit and not try to make it so conspicuous and expected.
Yeah. You can't expect anything in this movie.
Nothing in this movie. No. Nothing can be expected because the way it all unravels, at times it's a little bit silly, but you go, no, but that's fucking, that's real and that's scary, and it's full on, and the whole, just the whole climax of this whole movie, getting to the end of it, and, you know, they find the fucking, the alien ship or whatever.
Yeah.
And realizing it's something that's crash landed and frozen over in the ice and whatnot. Yeah. And you're still not given a massive story behind the creature anyway.
No, not at all.
It's just, it's something from out of this world, crashed in the ice, Norwegians found it, and now it's killing everyone.
Now it's ours.
It wants to overtake everything.
But sort of like the tension raises in parallel with the desperation of the characters.
Yeah.
Because like the big action climax at the end is them just fucking nuking everything.
Yeah.
And that's because they're so desperate they don't know what else to do. There's nothing else they can do. And then they see it in its big, gross form.
Yeah.
And they're just like, what can we do? We
Yeah,
can't do anything.
Fuck.
We have to blow everything up, even if it kills us all. And they had that discussion a lot. They're just like, why don't we all just die so it can't get out of this camp?
Yeah, exactly right. So, and then you come to the ending of the movie. You have Kurt Russell's character and
Keith David?
Yeah, is it Childs? Is that his name?
Childs, yeah.
Childs. Who was absent during that ending of Kurt fighting the final form of the creature.
And they fucking hate each other before all this happens.
Exactly
as well,
right.
So
and they just sort of sat there going, where were you? How do I know you're not one of them and whatnot? And they're just kind of sitting there and going, so what do we do now? And we just wait it out and kind of see what happens,
which is brilliant storytelling because we've just seen the whole camp blow up.
Yeah.
Like, as the audience, as the characters in the movie, you're probably safe to assume, the alien's gone, the monster's gone. But the madness of not trusting anyone is still so ingrained in their brain that even when it's just them left, everything's on fire, they're going to die soon anyway. They're both just like, how do I know I can trust you? You know, like, how do I know you're not the thing?
Which then puts it back onto the viewer.
Incredible, yeah.
And you go, well, fuck, is one of them still a creature?
Yeah. Because we haven't seen Childs in a long time.
Yeah, he disappeared and we didn't see him die or anything like that. How do you know? But then how do you know that it hasn't been Kurt Russell the whole time?
Yeah, exactly.
And he's the power mind behind it.
He's the
and then the movie just cuts out, credits roll, and you're like, fuck.
It's tense, man.
You don't know. And I love how it ended.
Yeah.
Usually for a lot of things you go, fuck that ending.
Yeah.
But this one, I think for the whole movie you got given, and you go, okay, I'll dwell on that.
It's so earned.
And then it just opens the discussion for future, even now, days to come.
Yeah.
People can still debate on. Chelsea even asked us, she wants us to know, who do we think is still a creature, if anyone is?
Yeah.
Me, after watching it, I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Instantly you want to go, yeah, Childs, 100%, because he wasn't there.
But they're both going to die in the snow anyway.
Yeah.
Unless this thing can survive, which you have to assume it can.
Yeah.
Because it was in the ice.
If it just freezes over, it's just going to get frozen.
So I don't know. My takeaway from it was that it's probably Childs still. Even though we saw the big conglomeration. But that might have just been offcuts, like mistakes. like the mistakes still have to exist somewhere.
Yep. We'll never know.
Even when it goes somewhere else. So
we'll never know.
Maybe they both could be.
Both could be. That could be a thing. Hollywood, if you're listening, get that one out, yeah. So yeah, let's touch on now the 2011 film we got, which is a prequel.
Which I saw first.
Oh,
I saw that before the original.
Yeah.
Because I thought, I didn't even know the original really was a thing.
Yeah. So this one really goes weird because it's titled The Thing, but it's a prequel. I don't
remember much about it, to be honest. I just remember it being shit.
All this was the Norwegian camp.
Yeah, right.
This is what happened at that Norwegian camp.
And let me guess, it's kind of the same thing?
Basically the same thing. Mary Elizabeth Winstead is in it. And when I saw this, because I watched the kill count video for this one.
Yeah.
Just to sort of, because I knew that'd be the quickest way for me to see the creature and what it looked like and sort of get a vague idea of what happened in this movie without having to watch it.
Yeah.
And I saw it and I'm like, she threw herself away here. Ruined herself in a good movie. In a terrible movie, sorry. So yeah, it was just the whole Norwegian camp and how they found this creature in the ice and then it escaped and then did the same thing. Started taking over all the people here.
Yeah.
People couldn't trust each other. Everyone dies.
There's not really much more else you can do with it.
Yeah.
With the premise.
And then all it does is, if you would remember, the ending just leads to the two Norwegians flying their helicopter to chase the dog through the snow.
Yeah.
Which leads into the start of
this one.
The original movie. So, instantly you go, okay, if it's a prequel, why is it still called The Thing?
Yeah.
Why is it the exact same name as the original, but it's before the events?
Yeah, it's not a remake.
Everyone's like, well, why didn't you call it like something different, like from the book? Or, anything but the name it actually is.
the name that it already was.
Exactly right. And it pretty much came out to be more or less a failure. It received a lot of mixed reviews, mostly towards its CGI, which, as he touched on, the CGI is fucking...
Not the director's fault.
Terrible.
Yeah. The director wanted practical.
And you can tell it's so rushed and that they had to change this at the last minute because, really, it's fucking terrible.
It's not good. And there's on YouTube, there's some really cool behind the scenes stuff, raw footage of testing some of the creature designs and stuff. They get one of the actors actually into the one of the prosthetic things and he's proving that he can act all monstery. It's really compelling stuff. They should have just rolled with it. And I know it's expensive, really expensive, $1.5 million expensive.
Yeah.
But God, it just looks so much better.
That's the thing. This movie got given a $38 million budget. It had almost as much as Boss Level did.
You know how many fucking statues you could make to blow up with that?
Fucking a lot. Fair bit. Because you didn't have to use much else. You were just in the snow. You could have done that anywhere.
Yeah.
And it made $31.5 million back in the box.
Great.
So it didn't...
Congrats.
Didn't make even.
No.
Didn't fucking even scrape close to a profit.
No.
And they got a very poor rendition of a prequel for a much beloved OG film.
Yeah.
And you just go, why? Why?
That was in that era though, they were just remaking everything. From 2006 to about 2012.
Yeah.
They just remade everything.
Which brings us to the point that we are getting a remake of The Thing, the original Thing. Universal and Blumhouse announced in 2020 that they will be remaking The Thing.
Yeah, which
1982
is
version.
Today's audience, they're going to have to make it quicker, less tense, less...
No, it's going to... I guarantee you this is going to be the darkest thing ever. It's going to be... this is going to be full darkened hallways, ominous tones.
Oh, you mean literally dark?
Literally dark, no visuals.
Yeah,
it's going to be a dark movie.
The Thing 1982 is gorgeous.
It's bright.
Yeah.
They do really well to make sure that...
A lot of flares, a lot of fire. They fucking love a flamethrower in this movie.
Oh, we need to burn this pair of gloves. Flamethrower.
Flamethrower.
Whole thing. Make a pit.
3 people have flamethrowers at the end and they're just fucking going for it.
In that one, they use darkness really well as its ally.
Yeah.
But I reckon they do a remake of it. It's going to be dark everywhere.
Yeah.
They're going to overplay shadows.
We've seen it 1,000 times.
We see it in all these movies. It's the formula that they have to follow now to try and make it look scary.
Yeah.
Because kids of today are fucking brain dead.
And they're just easily bored. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I can guarantee people would watch the thing and go, "This is boring."
Yeah.
I would spit in their mouth.
Yeah, but they wouldn't even know that this was a remake, though.
No, exactly.
They go, "Wow, it's great to see these new movies coming out." Being like, it came out 40 years ago. Don't be a silly bitch.
The thing is just one of the best movies ever made.
Yeah, and I 100%. I'm happy I watched it.
Yeah, fucking ass.
It was a very good movie, and after watching this, I definitely would like to delve into the realm of older horror movies with a lot more practical effects to them.
My little boy's growing up.
Daddy, I want to watch a scary film.
Branching out.
Daddy, give me your DVDs. I want to watch something scary and terrifying and
but
gory.
This is very much like Scanners, The Fly, fucking all of that shit.
The Fly, which I did see, is on Disney Plus.
The Fly is on Disney Plus.
That's what I've got. No, that's an old one.
The Fly is utterly, despicably disgusting. It is one of the grossest movies ever, and I love it with all of my heart. Jeff Goldblum. Early Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to fucking watch that one now,
Good movie.
man.
It's a great movie.
Yeah, so shit prequel film. A remake that I guess we're going to get.
Nobody wants.
But just an honestly well-made 40-year-old horror movie that, I think still holds up today. I was able to watch it with a lot of ease in comparison to how old this movie looks. I think anyone can still go out there and watch it. If you haven't already seen the thing, it is on Stan. I found it on.
Okay.
I thought I saw it on Netflix, and I went to it, and I'm like, it's not on here. What am I going to do? It's my only night to watch it. Went to Stan, there it was. I'm like, thank God. It's saving the fucking day. So thank you, Stan. And I think that's about it.
I'm happy with that.
I'm happy with that too.
I would like everyone to watch this movie.
Everyone needs to go out and watch The Thing. I know it's 40 years old, but it's worth it. So with that, thanks for listening, guys. This has been You Like That Extra. As always, Mondays we'll put out a new selection of films for you to choose upon. We might try to stick to a bit of a theme in the pickings, so it doesn't seem like it's a bit scattered, but we stick to a sort of horror, action, comedy type theme. Might work well for us.
Yep.
You'll see when it comes out. We'll decide.
We'll do the MCU day.
We'll do an MCU.
We'll do it.
Yeah, it'll come there.
Chill out.
So the votes will be up on our Facebook and Instagram. Thanks for that. Yeah, you can find them Facebook and Instagram, where the voting will be there for you to vote upon up until about Thursday. Or if the voting is just completely out of hand on one movie, I'll go, that's the winner. And we'll go with that one. So until then, guys, stick around. Catch us on our main show every Sunday. Like, share, subscribe us everywhere. Spotify, YouTube, anywhere you find us. We're pretty much everywhere you can get on your phone. We're there. We're on there. So, guys, until Sunday and Thursdays, we'll catch you on another one. My name is Adam, and I've been one half of the You Like That Podcast Extra.
My name is Jack. I have been the other half of the You Like That Podcast Extra.
Beautiful.
And also the normal You Like That Podcast.
Yeah, You Like That Podcast as well. Same channel. Catch us there. Guys, we'll see you next time.